Thanks everyone for joining. This is part 4 of the AB 106. Where's the money? Where is that money? Budget bill right here in California. So let's continue. But before we continue, let's see here. Hopefully, I'll be posting this on June 10th. So if you're looking at this on June 10th, on June 11th, there will be the California Judiciary Committee. California Judiciary Committee Assembly hearing. It's June 11th, right here in Sacramento, California, at the state capitol, room 44-7. If you're available, the bills SB 1331, SB 1403, and SB 1050 will be heard through the California Judiciary Committee Assembly. And I guess if you have a chance as well, no, this was a past show, but we actually go and do a little deep dive into who the assembly members are for the California Judiciary Committee. So if you have a chance, you can check that one out as well. And as always, once again, please, you can support us at our affiliate link, should be at the or down in the description link below. Also our ETN Media Group store, that's etnmediagroupstore.com, as well as reparationsnowdoc.com, and also available on Tubi. All right, so let's get started here. I was going to actually, let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to show you an organization that received money or is going to be receiving money, not confirmed, but they are actually on the AB 106 listed as one of the organizations receiving some money. So I'm going to, instead of start reading, I'm going to briefly go into one of the organizations that were mentioned on the bill AB 106. So let's see here. It is, let's see, where are we at here? Okay, we're continuing to be allocated by the State Department of Development Services as follows, but wanted to check out the Karsh Family Social Service Center capital projects. So let's go back to and check them out. Thank you for joining once again. Please like, share, and subscribe to our platform. Greatly appreciate that. Okay. So the Karsh Center, it says, is at Wilshire Boulevard Temple. So if you are in Los Angeles, I am familiar with Wilshire Boulevard because I lived in LA for quite some time. But for those that are currently in Southern California and you do need some assistance, please reach out to the Karsh Center if you are in or near that location. All right, so there's just some information here. According to their website, looks like they offer free computer and internet access. And it says no need to schedule an appointment. However, I probably suggest reaching out to them just in case, there might be some different hours or, what hours of operations they are operating in. So yeah, go ahead and if you are in that area and you do need some assistance, please reach out to the Karsh Center. They do not sponsor even the Mass Media Group, or we are not sponsoring them. This is just one of the organizations that wanted to, just let everybody know where the money's going to and where you can get some help if you need to. All right. Okay, so once again, that was the Karsh Family Social Service Center, Capital Projects. And looks like they did receive or are receiving $600,000. So let's continue. And I know normally we go for about a half an hour. I'm going to try to go for an hour-ish if I can make it. If not, we're just going to have to get to the half an hour mark. But if I can get to the hour, I'm going to try to, because I think there's actually a budget. I think there's like a budget hearing or a budget vote that's coming up pretty soon. I think it's in June. Or I think the governor might have to have all, or the legislation has to have all the budget in for the upcoming fiscal year. So anyway, I guess this is a good time to wrap it up. So let me see if we can get through this AB 106 budget. And I know there's a lot of things going on with everybody, so appreciate your time. Let's get into it. 4. To be allocated by the State Department of Developmental Services as follows: $2 million to the California Policy Center for Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities to develop innovative strategies to support adults with developmental disabilities in employment. $1 million to Easter Seals, Southern California for autistic care and programs. 5. To be allocated by the State Department of Healthcare Services as follows: $2,158,000 to the Luminarius Institute for Mental Health Programming, $390,000 to Penny Lane Centers for Substance Use Disorder and Co-occurring Disorder Services, $400,000 to the San Fernando Valley Community Mental Health Services for mental health services, $1,500,000 to the City of Huntington Beach for the Mobile Crisis Response Program, $277,000 to Valley Community Healthcare for training for new providers, $4 million to the Children's Hospital of Orange County for supporting mental health services, $50,000 to Hands for Hope Los Angeles for pandemic recovery program, $250,000 to Exceptional Minds for a job preparation program for people on the autism spectrum, to be allocated by the Board of State and Community Corrections, $120,000 to Soledad Enrichment Action for a financial literacy and entrepreneurship program for at-risk youth, $277,000 to Valley Community Healthcare for training for new providers, $2,500,000 to the City of Monterey for the Community Human Services Schumann Hart House for building renovations, furnishings, and equipment, $3 million to the Inner Circle Children's Advocacy Center for programming services for abused children, to be allocated by the State Department of Social Services, $10,100,000 to the Jewish Family Service Los Angeles for Holocaust survivor assistance. All right. 13, to be allocated by the Department of Public Health, $25,000 to the County of San Mateo for the district-wide Peninsula Humane Society X-ray machine upgrade. 14, to be allocated by the State Department of Healthcare Services as follows: A, $100,000 to the County of San Mateo for the district-wide Planned Parenthood Mar Monte purchase of a hysteroscope for the San Mateo Health Center. All right, I have no idea what a hysteroscope is, so we're gonna look up what a hysteroscope is. Okay, what is a hysteroscope? Okay. Interesting. All right, so a hysteroscopy is the inspection of the uterine cavity by endoscopy with access through the cervix. It allows for the diagnosis of intrauterine pathology and serves as a method for surgical intervention. A hysteroscope is an endoscope that carries optical and light channels or fibers. You know what? Here, let me just do this. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna read this paragraph and then we'll continue. Um, a hysteroscope is an endoscope that carries optical and light channels or fibers. It is introduced in a sheath that provides an inflow and outflow channel for insufflation of the uterine cavity. In addition, an operative channel may be present to introduce scissors, graspers, or um, biopsy instruments. A hysteroscopic restoscope is similar to a transurethral resectoscope and allows entry of an electric loop to shave off tissue, for instance, to eliminate a fibroid. Alrighty. Okay, so it looks like it's some kind of insertion tool of some sort. So yeah, so let's go back to the read. So yes, $100,000 for a high stethoscope. A high stethoscope. Okay. By the way, disclaimer, we are not medical doctors. Please seek medical advice. All right? Just for informational purposes. Only seek your healthcare provider. All right? Just had to put that out there cuz sometimes these social media platforms want to try to, do what they do. So just want to put that out there in fair use. This is for educational purposes only. Thank you. All right. So let's continue. 1 million to the city of Fresno for reproductive health for the Central Valley. Planned Parenthood Marmonte Health Center renovations. 1 million to the city of Buena Park for the KCS Health Center to purchase 3 mobile health clinics. 3 million for the Los Angeles Care Clinic. All right. Let me just get my notes real quick. I'm just gonna do this. All right. Okay. 6,500,000 to the Richmond Area Multi-Services Inc. Rams Incorporated to build acquisition for clinics. Okay. Yeah, I was getting a little confused with Rams Incorporated. I thought they meant like, the Los Angeles Rams or the are they Los Angeles? Yeah, Los Angeles Rams. I think they're LA Rams. For building acquisition. So my bad. All right, let's continue. 5 million to the county of Modoc for the Modoc Hospital legacy debt elimination. 4 million to the Loma Linda University Children's Hospital for the trauma-informed medical home model for victimized children capacity. 5 million to the county of Madera to facilitate the reopening of operations at Madera Community Hospital. 15 to be allocated by the State Department of Public Health. 3 million to the city of Martinez for the Feet First Foundation. $5 million to the State Council on Developmental Disabilities for implementation of the Supported Decision-Making Technical Assistance Program as follows. $2 million for the establishment and operation of the SDMTAP within the State Council on Developmental Disabilities. $3 million to be awarded in grant funding. $500,000 to be allocated by the California Department of Aging to the County of San Mateo for the police interaction with dementia patients pilot. Veterans to be allocated by the Department of Veteran Affairs as follows. And before we go, shout out to our veterans. Always appreciate you and your service. Thank you. $90,000 to the United Way of San Joaquin County Woodland Williams Foundation, designated for the Gold Star Families Memorial Monument at the new San Joaquin County VA Clinic. Okay, shows you the location. $2,700,000 to the City of Palmdale Department of Neighborhood Services for the Homes for Families housing construction in a veteran-enriched neighborhood. $200,000 for the City of Elk Grove for the American Legion Post 233 Elk Grove to provide support and services to the community and veterans. $1 million for the Cayocos Veterans Hall renovations. Other community services. $2 million to the County of Santa Clara for the Santa Clara County Youth Climate Initiative in the Office of Sustainability, to be allocated by the California Department of Education. $2,200,000 to the Silicon Valley Education Foundation for youth programming, to be allocated by the California Arts Council. $5 million to Conga Kids for Arts and Education program. 4, to be allocated by the Office of Business and Economic Development. $5,200,000 to the Entrepreneur Education Inc. to support the primary program objectives of the EECI Business Opportunity Center. $500,000 to the San Mateo County Union Community Alliance. $1 million to the City of South San Francisco for the North San Mateo County Economic Advancement Center, to be allocated by the California Department of Aging. $2,100,000 to the City of Bellflower for the Bellflower Youth and Senior Center. $5,200,000 to Angels for Sight for renovating Angels for Sight's new Long Beach Vision Care Center. 9, to be allocated by the California Department of Aging. $10 million to Choice in Aging for construction costs at the Aging in Place campus. $5 million to the County of Yolo to support Knights Landing Park, Vic Vasio Wildlife Area, Crisis Nursery expansion, and the Underserved Farmers Cooperative. $250,000 to El Proyecto del Barrio for a digital display system. 12, to be allocated by the California Arts Council. $1,500,000 to the City of Los Angeles, Office of the City Clerk for the Watts Empowerment Center to support the planning, design, and renovation of the 4-acre Arts and Cultural Campus. All right, so the family that's out there in the Watts area, please take note. Please take note. Alrighty. To be allocated by the State Department of Social Services. $1,500,000 to the San Bernardino Community Service Center, Inc. for immigration services. All right. 14, to be allocated by the Office of Business and Economic Development. $700,000 to the Neighborhood Legal Services of Los Angeles for the research on community-driven equitable development in communities experiencing poverty in the San Fernando Valley. 15, to be allocated by the State Department of Social Services. $2 million to Skirball For refugee services, Spanish translation of materials and exhibit. To be allocated by the Department of Housing and Community Development, $9 million to ETTA for capital outlay projects. $1 million to the Chicano Latino Youth Leadership Project for the CLYLP expansion to the Inland Empire. $1,740,000 to the Huerta del Valle Community Garden for Huerta del Valle program support, to be allocated by the Office of Business and Economic Development, $8,500,000 to 1OC for programming improvements to serve communities historically underrepresented in business ownership. So for those that I guess might want to reach out to the Office of Business and Economic Development, to 1OC. What is 1OC? What is this? All right, Santa Ana, California. All right, so let's see what this is. 1OC. All right. So 1OC. All right. OC partners with local companies to build their corporate social responsibility programs that align with causes they care about the most. Alrighty, so here's some of their so yes, it looks like they are located in Santa Ana. So if anybody wants to reach out to 1OC, you can, and they are located in Santa Ana. Alrighty, let's get back to it. So yeah, so 1OC is receiving, or has received, or will be receiving $8,500,000. $5 million to Access California Services for capital costs for a new building. Let's see here. What's Access Capital? Access California Services? Sorry, family, just yeah, I just want to kind of check out some of these places just real quick. Let's see. All right. Sometimes I get confused between, like, I know they have something called here in Sacramento. It's called Access Sacramento, which is a community media service program. So I just didn't want to get confused. But it looks like this Access California Services is located in Anaheim. And let's see, what do they do? Case management, advocacy, transportation services, refugee services, youth support services, financial assistance. All right, so if anybody's out there and they need some assistance, I guess call them up and see if they can help out with whatever you might need. All right. And looks like they have some mental health counseling out there, I guess. So employment and job services. All right. Well, there you go. All right, let's get back to it. $2 million to the La Familia Counseling Services for Capital Costs of Opportunity Center. To be allocated by the Office of Business and Economic Development, $2,500,000 to the city of Corona for the renovation of Innovation and Economic Center. $25 million to the city of Alhambra for the construction of the Alhambra Community Center. $9 million to the city of Santa Ana for the modernization of the Santa Ana Civic Center. To be allocated by Board of State and Community Corrections, $500,000 to the County of Sacramento for the Sacramento Regional Family Justice Center. 26 to be allocated by the Department of Parks and Recreation. $400,000 for the Dream Play Yard for the Boys and Girls Club of Laguna Beach to address physical, socio-emotional, and academic well-being with more PLA, play and learning for local youth. $1,949,950 for the Boys and Girls Club of Huntington Valley for alternative fuel school, bus replacement, and facility repairs and upgrades. $1,400,000 to the city of Vacaville for the Vacaville Neighborhood Boys and Girls Club land acquisition and capital projects. $1 million to the Boys and Girls Club of Wilmington Safer Wilmington Initiative. To be allocated by the Commission on Asian and Pacific Islander American Affairs, $1 million to Ben M. Dang Ko Ta Foundation for the Anti-Asian Hate Campaign / project. To be allocated by the State Department of Social Services, $1 million to Gold House for fighting anti-AAPI hate and enabling socioeconomic opportunities. To be allocated by the State Department of Developmental Services, $300,000 to the city of Elk Grove for Project RIDE. To be allocated by the Department of Parks and Recreation, $200,000 for the Lakewood Family YMCA capital improvements. $3 million to the Marin City Community Services District to remodel the community center. So that's for all our people out there in Marin City. 32 to be allocated by the Natural Resources Agency, $5,200,000 to the city of Long Beach for the Wrigley Greenbelt restoration and multi-service center expansion and improvements. To be allocated by the California Arts Council, $5 million to the city of Signal Hill for the renovation of the Signal Hill Outdoor Amphitheater. $800,000 to the city of Sacramento for Street Soccer USA Sacramento. Once again, $800,000 to the city of Sacramento for Street Soccer USA Sacramento. To be allocated by the State Department of Social Services, $3 million to the County of Sacramento Department of General Services, Mather Community Campus Human Assistance Facility. $2,500,000 to the city of Los Angeles for the Los Angeles Streetcar Grow the Grid program. All right, I'm sorry, family. I gotta look this one up. What is this? Grow the Grid program. Is this like a Los Angeles Streetcar Incorporated? Grow the Grid downtowns for electrical. Okay, so is it a streetcar thing here? Project update. Alrighty. Okay, so it looks like trying to grow some grid in Los Angeles. For the past 15 years, downtown LA has led the way in helping Angelitos to reimagine their built environment. Together, we're building a city that is more connected, active, fun, and sustainable than ever before. The LA streetcar is the next step along that path, and we're ready to build it today. All right. For those that are interested in and who are living in Los Angeles, so you can go to streetcar.la to get more information on that. That's streetcar.la project. So there you go. Yeah, sometimes, I don't know what that meant by grow the grid. If you're talking about solar grid or what, but anyway, so that's what it is. $2,500,000 to the city of Los Angeles for the Los Angeles Streetcar Grow the Grid program. $2 million to the city. Let's see where we are. $2 million to the city of Sacramento for South Sacramento youth programming, providing grants to South Sac community-based organizations. Alrighty. So for our Sacramento family in South Sac, some information for y'all. $2 million for the city of Fullerton for the Women's Transitional Living Center to address impact of COVID-19 on domestic violence and human trafficking victims. $2 million to the Community Youth Center to complete the Richmond Community Center. $2,200,000 for Campfire Angels capital improvements. $2 million to the County of San Mateo for the Pescadero Community Plaza project. To be allocated by the California Arts Council, $4 million for the Watts Tower Arts Center campus renovation. $3,700,000 to the YMCA of Greater Long Beach for the Los Altos YMCA renovation and construction projects. $4,500,000 to the County of San Bernardino for the Bloomington Animal Shelter and enhance services at the new shelter facility by offering on-site veterinary care, administrating animal behavior assessments, and expanding its adoption and volunteer programs. $25 million to the city of Riverside for the Cesar Chavez Community Center renovations. Wow, 25 million, huh? $5,500,000 to the city of Torrance for the Community Resource and Response Center. So, I guess for the folks out there in Riverside at the Cesar Chavez Community Center renovations, $25 million. Don't know what the renovations are going to look like out there, but if you happen to know somebody or you are in construction, I suggest you reach out to the city to see who's contracting or who has, who's hiring. If you're interested in contracting through general contract work. $5,500,000 to the city of Torrance for the Community Resource and Response Center. $5 million to the Community Development Finance in partnership with the City of Oakland for the Teachers Rooted in Oakland TRIO program. Alrighty. Boom. Alright. $5,500,000 to the city of Torrance. Okay, we read that. $5 million to the Community Development Finance partnership with the City of Oakland for the Teachers Rooted, Oklahoma TRIO program. All right. To be allocated by the State Department of Social Services, $3 million for the All and Eats / Food Hub. All right, what is that? Social Services, $3 million for the All and Eats / Food Hub. All right, I'm just gonna take note of that and do some research later on that because not too sure what's going on with that. Anyway, $3 million to the San Diego LGBT Center for the LGBT Center expansion planning and pre-development and for housing, case management, resource, and capacity building. To be allocated by the Office of Business and Economic Development, $2 million to the City of San Diego for the development of a County of San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce. 51 to be allocated by the Board of State and Community Corrections. 750,000 to the city of San Diego for Your Safe Place, a family justice center. So, for those who are in San Diego, looks like there is going to be some development of a San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce in the county and some Your Safe Place out in San Diego as well. All right. 10 million to the County of Orange to expedite the completion of an urgently needed behavioral health facilities and children's campus, which will deliver coordinated mental health services, support, and resources to children and their family members. 19 million to the city of Colton for community development projects. All right, for those who are out in the city of Colton, there you go. 8 million to the city of Fremont for the Central Park Community Center project. 1,700,000 to the city of San Diego to work with San Diego area schools to support the needs of refugee students. All right. 3 million to In Concert Sierra for renovations to Crown Point Community Center. 250,000 to Levon and Hashmig Tavilion for support, maintenance, computer equipment, and supplies. To be allocated by the Department of Healthcare Services, 850,000 to the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments for Mobile Crisis Pilot Program. To be allocated by the Department of Public Health, 100,000 for the Burbank Community YMCA for Social Impact Center for programming and support. To be allocated by the California Arts Council, 250,000 to Baymek Community Foundation for community education, outreach, and services that support the LGBTQ plus community, and to preserve and promote the Silicon Valley's LGBTQ plus history. 61 to be allocated by the Office of Emergency Services, 1 million to the County of Los Angeles for the Janice Center purchase and refurbishment of facility for domestic violence survivors. To be allocated by the Department of Housing and Community Development, 1 million to the city of Burlingame for the Burlingame Plaza project. To be allocated by the Office of Planning and Research, 1 million for the Asian Pacific Youth Leadership Project. All right. To be allocated by the California Department of Aging, 500,000 to the city of Hawthorne for Hawthorne Senior Center infrastructure improvements. To be allocated by the State Department of Healthcare Services, 5 million for Chinese Hospital. Okay. Located in San Francisco. To be allocated by the California Arts Council, 3 million for 490 Brandon Cole Arts site acquisition. Interesting. So I'm just acquisition. So I don't know if this means that they need to acquire a place. I don't know. A site, I guess. All right, let's continue. To be allocated by the California State University, 2,500,000 for San Francisco State Cross-Cultural Center. 2 million for United Playas Youth Center acquisition. To be allocated by the State Library, 850,000 for the Chinese Historical Society infrastructure improvements. 200,000 to the Armenian Bar Association for supporting the increased activity in pro bono tenant relief clinics throughout the county of Los Angeles. 200,000 to the Hominintmin Harashk for supporting services for disabled youth athletes. 350,000 to Ararat, home of Los Angeles campus, for the purposes of purchasing a facility and deferring costs for running the Ararat Escagian museum that is located on the campus. $250,000 to Camp RAEV Arif for capital improvements and new facility construction. $1 million for the Vivalon Healthy Aging Campus. $750,000 to AGBY Monagoyan Manugian Demargian School to assist in capital improvements and classroom reconstruction. All right, let's see where we're at. Okay, general government. To be allocated by the Department of Technology as follows. $4 million to the city of Gardena for the digital divide to design and deploy a fiber corridor to connect residents, small businesses, schools, community facilities, and other broadband capabilities in the city's 6 parks. All right, so I believe Senator Bradford's out there in the city of Gardena for the digital divide. All right, $200,000 to the city of Duarte for broadband access. $1,800,000 to the city of New York for broadband master planning. $500,000 to the town of Danville for a fiber optic interconnected network for town facilities. Alrighty. $20 million to the San Diego Association of Governments to reduce the outstanding bond balance for the SR 125 fund to support efforts to eliminate bond debt by 2027. To be allocated by the Exposition Park as follows. $10 million for the California African American Museum. To be allocated by the California Arts Council, $500,000 for the Capitol radio equipment replacement and upgrades. Just going back to point A, I believe this California African American Museum is down in, I want to say near Exposition Park, which is located near the USC campus. Here, I'm going to paste this real quick. And let's see. Yep, here it is. So for those who are listening and aren't from California, or if you ever go to Los Angeles and stop by the museum, I had a chance to go there. Ooh, man, it's been a number of years. Actually, at the California African American Museum, I don't know if it's still there, but they do have an exhibit, or they did have an exhibit of a slave ship, and it was quite impactful. Yeah, so you can check them out at CAAMUSEUM.org. That's the California African American Museum. Alrighty. All right, $300,000 to the County of Butte for the Flower Bowl demolition. To be allocated by the Board of State and Community Corrections. $100,000 to the City of Santee for Rise Up Industries. $700,000 to the City of Citrus Heights for Citrus Heights Gateway Activation Plan project to be allocated by the California Department of Aging. $1,200,000 for the new self-help for the elderly Sunset Senior Center reconstruction costs to be allocated by the Office of Emergency Services. $2,500,000 for the County of Madera for infrastructure to be allocated by the Office of Business and Economic Development as follows. $1,500,000 to the city of Fresno for support of the neighborhood industry's efforts to purchase and renovate their headquarters. $10 million for the California Entrepreneurship Capital in the Community Initiative. Alrighty, just want to take some notes that for our entrepreneurs out there. See, if you're not listening and paying attention, at least on in the mass media group, then that's on you. But hey, oh no, can't always lead a horse. What does they say? You can't lead a horse to drink water or something. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. $5 million to the county of Contra Costa for the one-time startup funding for the Green Empowerment Zone for the northern waterfront area of Contra Costa County. $5,400,000 to the city of Culver City for transportation electrification infrastructure. Electrification? Transportation electrification infrastructure electrification. $8 million to the city of Redlands for the construction of the University of Redlands Village, to be allocated by the Department of Justice. $500,000 to the Girl Scouts of San Diego County for background check costs, to be allocated by the California Arts Council. $3 million to the County of San Diego for the Partnership for the Advancement of New Americans for Permanent Refugee and Cultural Hub Building Acquisition. $3,300,000 to the city of San Diego for the San Diego Urban Sustainability Coalition for construction of a light industrial office complex in a historically underinvested community. $4,500,000 to the city of Santee for the completion of the new Santee Community Center. Labor, to be allocated by the California Workforce Development Board as follows: $500,000 to the County of San Mateo for the Regional San Mateo County Union Community Alliance San Mateo Trades Introduction Program. $3 million to the County of Fresno for the Valley Build Fresno Regional Workforce Development Board. $3,400,000 for workforce development and exploration in Pomona. $10 million for the San Diego Workforce Partnership. $8 million for a grant to the Kern Community College District for the Farm Worker Institution of Education and Leadership Development for the acquisition and remodel of a facility to act both as Field's headquarters and offer workforce development programs, education services, and temporary housing. $2 million to the County of Sacramento Office of Education for academic and extracurricular programs and outdoor learning experiences at Camp Winther's new construction building trades pathway. Alrighty, Friday. $2 million to the city of Los Angeles for the Los Angeles Clean Tech Incubator to expand workforce development and clean tech innovation pilots and advance zero-emission energy solutions to disadvantaged communities. Alrighty. So, take notes on that one too. So our family that's down in, or for others, I should say in general, and family, and everybody. $2 million to the city of Los Angeles for the Los Angeles Clean Tech Incubator. So if you want to take a look in that, maybe there is some opportunity either via employment or some other opportunity, maybe contracting or something. I don't know if you're into the emission energy solutions industry down there in Los Angeles with the city. So Let's move forward. $5 million to the San Francisco market to support San Francisco's economic and artistic workforce in the southeastern corridor neighborhoods of Bayview, Hunters Point. Alrighty, so for our San Francisco family down there, y'all can check that one out. 1,700,000 to the Box Shop to support San Francisco's economic and artistic workforce in the southern corridor neighborhoods of Bayview, Hunters Point. So it looks like another Bayview, Hunters Point is getting some money allocated. Alrighty. 750,000 to fund a study in development of model plan for worker wellness centers for transit agencies throughout the state, to be allocated by the Employment Training Panel as follows: $1 million to the City of Chino City Council for Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce for the upskill Chino Valley to expand services. Section 39.10 of the Budget Act of 2022 is amended to read. All right, so I guess I'll read this section here, but let me see. All right, so there's quite a bit here. You know what? Let's all right, let's quickly run through this. Section 2. Okay, here we go. In addition to this act, the Budget Act of 2022 consists of the following statutes. Chapter 43 of Statutes of 2022, that's Bill number 154. Bill number 178, Bill number 178, Assembly Bill number 100, Assembly Bill 103, Senate Bill number 104, and Senate Bill number 105. Item 0511495 is added to Section 2.00 of the Budget Act of 23 to read. All right, so let's continue to number 28. Page 28, and then we'll probably stop there and continue. Item 0511495 is added to Section 2.0 Budget Act of to read. Reversion, Secretary of Government Operations, the balances specified below of the appropriations provided in the following citations shall revert to the fund balances of the funds for which the appropriations were made. 001 General Fund. Item 0511001001 Budget Act of 2019. $2,187,000 appropriated in Program 0255 State Planning and Policy Development. Section 5, Item 0530-001. Let's see, Health and Human Services Agency, $64,211,000. $0280, Secretary of California Health and Human Services, $41,217,000. All right. Let's see. Okay. Office of Youth and Community Restoration, $20,856,000. Office of Systems Integrations, $2,548,000. Center for Data Insights and Innovation, $326,000. Office of Surgeon General, $1,884,000. Reimbursements to 0280 Security of California Health and Human Services, minus $2,588,000. Reimbursements to 0296 Center for Data Insights and Innovations, minus 32,000. Provisions of the amount appropriated in Schedule 1, 2,197,000 shall be available for encumbrance for expenditure until June 30th, 2025 for consulting resources related to generic drug manufacturing. Notwithstanding any other law, grants awarded or contracts entered into or amended pursuant to Provision 1 shall be exempt from the personal services contracting requirements of Article 4 of Chapter 5 of Part 2 of Division 5 of Title 2 of the Government Code, and from the Public Contract Code and the State Contracting Manual. It shall not be subject to the approval of the Department of General Services. Of the amount appropriated in Schedule 3, 2,548,000 shall be used for the Office of the Agency Information Office and Office of Systems Integration and Enterprise Capabilities. For Office of the funds appropriated in Schedule 2, $10 million shall be available to the Office of Youth and Community Restoration for including, but not limited to, providing technical assistance, disseminating best practices, and issuing grants to counties and probation departments for the purpose of transforming the juvenile justice system. Let's see here. Okay, we'll go through Section 5 and then we'll end on Section 5. Of the amount appropriated in Schedule 2, $3,540,000 shall be available for the purposes of facilitating the collection of specific juvenile justice-related data related to the realignment of the Division of Juvenile Justice. The number of youth of commitment. Section A starts out with number of youth and their commitment offense or offenses. Goes down the number of individual youth in the county who are educated for an offense under subdivision B of section 10707 of the Welfare and Institution Code. Number of youth including their commitment offense or offenses. Number of youth for whom a hearing or transfer of jurisdiction to an adult criminal court was held, etc., etc. Okay. All right, so we will stop there. Let's see, it's on page 29 of this document, and we will continue. So that's part 4, ladies and gentlemen, of the AB 106. We will continue with, I guess, part 5 at another time. All right, I think I may have said I was going to try to read these live, but due to scheduling, I don't know if I'll be able to read live. So for those who are actually listening and paying attention, do appreciate it, because I believe there's some value in this. Hopefully you believe there's some value in this, and there is some value in this. So if you do know there's some value in this, please share. Please spread this information, and as an individual, or if you're involved with an organization, please reach out to some of these organizations that are or have been allocated some of this money to see how you can get involved, because there is money out there. All right. So once again, please support the Amazon affiliate link. It will be in the description below. ETMMediaGroupStore.com. That's ETMMediaGroupStore.com. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, as always, appreciate you. We will see you again. Peace and reparations. And we will continue with this read, part 5, at another time.